I'll stay here with you. You are a rainbow, so I am a lucky man. I am a lucky man. You are my favorite song. I am a lucky man. 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 I am a lucky man.
A speedy welcome to the show for everyone. This is Speedy Corpers on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM Makadi. I'm your beloved host, Mehetabel, Favor, Amamieye. And today I'm not alone in the studio. Introduce yourself.
And I am Fubara Morris Dumo.
Yay! You know, you're listening to Speedy Corpers, and it's a weekly program that is broadcast live here on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM Makadi by the Corpers to air their views on several issues about their service year experiences and prospects after service. So today on the program, our focus is we have a very interesting,
Very dicey.
very dicey
Very
focus
dicey.
lined up for today's program, and it's called savings culture. Yeah. And the whole point of this is more like, can core members develop a savings culture with their monthly allowance given to them by the states, by their PPA?
How much is money?
I mean, you know, for some people they can be like, wow, this is going to be very interesting. For some, they might already have their opinions
Yeah, true that.
down.
True.
But our Alamashagodobi team is on ground to give us information, to let us know what other core members specifically are saying about this issue. Is it possible? And is it feasible? Is it attainable to save or to have a savings culture?
Is it realistic?
Is it realistic to have a savings culture with your
Monthly allowance.
monthly allowance? So let's hear what they have to say before we come back to the studio.
Yeah, you can actually save. It's a yes and no answer for me. Yes, you can actually save depending on how much you are receiving from your PPA. You get, maybe you can allocate maybe 5,000 naira monthly for savings. But if your PPA is paying you like 5,000 naira and you are receiving 33,000 naira from the federal government, or more, you cannot survive. That's just the truth.
She really said you cannot survive.
You can't survive. Oh.
But she initially said it's possible, right? What do you think about that?
She gave, she was more or less she sat on the fence for me.
Oh,
She was like, okay, you can save
yeah.
if you're getting support from somewhere else. But now we are looking at it from, let's imagine that there's no support from somewhere else.
Yeah.
It's just your monthly allowance we're looking at now.
Exactly.
Is it possible? For me, I'll tell you the truth.
It's
After
not.
now, Sha. I'll tell you the truth after now.
Okay. Well, let's hear some more opinions because some other people might feel differently.
true.
So let's hear from our Alam Ashagodobi team.
A portion of my allowance, like I'll save 10,000 naira monthly from my allowance, the federal 33k allowance. But every time I save that money, almost I chop it. I eat it. I must spend it.
She said, she literally
I
said,
chop it, I eat it, I spend
must
it.
spend
I'm
it.
okay.
It's not that she can't save.
She saved it too.
Yes.
But exactly time. She will go and open that box and say,
I
Afa,
eat it.
come here. Come here.
Specifically, she said, and I chop it.
I chop it. I eat it.
Let's just listen to her one more time. Her opinion is a bit amusing. Let's listen.
A portion of my allowance, like I'll save 10,000 naira monthly from my allowance, the federal 33k allowance. But every time I save that money, almost I chop it. I eat it. I must spend it.
I love that. I chop it, I eat it, I
must
spend it. Ah.
So
She's
her,
real.
yeah, she's being honest because
real.
she's giving two perspectives.
Yeah.
She's being honest that you can save because she
save.
did save some money.
But exactly time. Once upon a time.
You know, is how we used to say the money I saved
saved my life.
Exactly. So the money she saved actually saved her life when
No,
the time came.
I fit into what she's saying. So
okay.
when I left, I think I left camp December of last year. When I left camp, allowance just came in. I took out 5K
Yeah.
and just threw it into one app like that. I said, oh
Okay.
yeah, stay there for
Just-
me, stay safe for me.
Yeah.
That was the word. And exactly time, that was like 31st December. I left camp 14th December. 31st December, I broke that apple. I said, Alpha, give me my 5K, I beg. I don't do again.
You gave up at the last minute.
I say, give me my money, save my life, please.
Well, that's kind of what a lot of people face, because just imagine you're done with camp, you're getting ready to start serving, and you've been credited your first monthly allowance of 33,000. It might seem like a decent
At
amount.
that time, you say, oh, you feel like screaming, let the whole world hear you. But don't worry, 2 weeks later.
Right. The current economic challenges that we're facing
I chop
can
it.
make saving seem like an uphill battle.
I
so
chop it, I eat it.
yeah, I mean, so let's listen to more opinions from our Alama Shagodobi team before we really get into dissecting this issue.
A portion of my allowance, like I'll save 10.
Oh, that's-
okay, that was
that's
her
her.
again. Okay, let's listen to another one.
If we are being honest with ourselves, 33K is not possible. It's not realistic to save it. To save a portion, even 500 naira, because even most time, before you spend the money, the money don't finish. If you look at the calculation, if you want to spend calculation, I spend transport. At least I'm not spending at all. Let's say I see person will go even help me. I'm spending close to like 800 naira per day. 800 naira times 4. That's 32. 32 times 5. That's 16,000 out of 33K. We've not budgeted money for food. And now if you want to calculate money for food, you don't spend at all. Let's say because they say food basket of the nation, like, hey, I'm not even planning to enjoy you. You'll be eating 500 naira in the month, 500 naira in the, which I know is cap. Let's just be realistic. Let's just say we are even managing. That's 1,000 naira. 1,000 naira. If you calculate 1,000 naira times 36, how much? It's not more than 33K. If you are being honest with ourselves, except you have daddy or mommy where they sponsor you, where they give additional money, you're already in debt.
Wow, that was such.
You dey owe yourself.
I mean, the
This
analysis
guy, I feel
and the
this
breakdown.
guy is a mass and start student.
Honestly, he
or
gave
a mass and start
full
graduate
breakdown.
or something, because you see this analysis. He gave that from 33K your transport to how much you're feeding and everything.
Yeah, he really gave a full analysis of.
My brother, you're doing well.
I mean, but with that breakdown, you can
That
you
before
can
the money
see his
before the money
reason.
come, the money has
It's
finished.
gone, and in fact, the speed at which he's talking can give you a
He's pained.
perspective of how he
pained.
feels. It's so fascinating. He explained the cost of feeding, transportation, and by the time you put all of that together,
He
it's
didn't
already-
calculate like one or two other activities that would be money demanding. And funny enough, as core members, some people feel that you are enjoying, you are living life.
Yeah.
There are some friends I'll just call and give you unwanted billing.
Well, I don't know. I will reserve my comment. Let's still get a few more comments from a few more responses from our Alama Shagodobi team before we go on with our own opinions.
All right.
I think it's possible for a core member to save from his or her 33K, his allowance. You can actually manage your time, because for me, I do save part of the money. For instance, now I say, okay, this month, let me save 10,000, then 5,000 naira. So coming back and save in terms of maybe transport and maybe food stuff. If you're living in a place, you can maybe buy your food stuff, stock it there, then the remaining one, you keep it, then you budget your time. Saving has to do with you managing all your activities. Once the allowance comes in, the first thing you do is you have your scale of preference, your transport, which is the transport you take to your PPA and your feeding. So from there, you can save. So it's actually okay, and it's possible for a core member to save his or her 33K. You can engage in other things because you cannot depend on only that 33K. Because if you depend on that 33K, it's a problem. So our advice core member, and I would say it's possible for them to save in the sense that they rely on other petty jobs, and as well as maybe saving their 33K, because at the end of the day, it will go a long way after your service year, because as a core member, after now, you're going into the real world.
Wow.
Nice one.
That person had a lot to say.
The only thing I can relate with him there is have other things doing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Outside that, it cannot be me and you.
Absolutely.
Because even looking at the suggestion he gave, once the 33K comes in, you get your food stocks and stock up. Okay, fine. There are other things, money, you would need money for. And funny enough, you could go to the market. How much do you want to spend first off? What and what are you getting?
Yeah.
Looking at all those things, and you come back home, you could carry as much as 15K, 20K to the markets. And you come back with a single bag.
I mean, it's
bag.
wild. I've experienced that before. Well, if you're just tuning in, you're listening to Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM, Makodi, and today's program is Speedy Coppers. Our focus for today is savings culture. We're finding out if it's possible and if it's feasible or attainable for core members to save or to develop a saving culture with their monthly allowance. Stay tuned for more.
This is
Asking Radio 98.5 FM.
Okay, so we've heard from our Alama Shagodopi team. Before we go into the dissection, I want to ask you personally, Maurice, Fubara Maurice Dumu,
Present.
do you think it is possible to save?
With my full chest, I will not lie to you. No, it is not.
Why not for you?
It is only possible when you have other means of income. Other means of funds coming in to sustain you. Outside that, I pray for you. I pray for you. It's not looking. It's not something that I'll be like, okay, yes, because I gave you the instance that I left camp 14th December.
Yeah.
And I took out 5K out of my allowance. That was me, because I had this thing in my head that, oh, I'm going for service. I would do this saving thing, because once you're done with service, it's life.
Yeah. Life
is coming at you. This is like pre-life. After finishing school, graduating from the university and everything, this is like pre-life, setting you up for what the real world is going to devour you with.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, before I enter that next phase, let it be that at least there's something. So you don't finish service and you go back home and you be like,
there's
mommy, daddy.
At all, yeah.
They look you funny.
Like that young man, he said that for those that can save, unless you have
mommy or daddy, you get
to sponsor you.
And at this point, I feel like calling mommy or daddy, it should be a means of last resort.
Yeah.
Like nothing, no way again. That's the time you pick up.
But does it have to get to that point?
Does it have to get to that point? That's the saving now we're coming back to.
Yeah, exactly.
Guy, I will not lie you, it's not possible. It's only possible when you have three or four other things that are giving you income.
Okay.
At that point, you know, okay. That funny enough, I'm saying it's not possible. There are some core members that are out there that they never touched their 33K since it started coming in.
Are you yeah.
There are some people out there.
That's
like I was
so true.
coming to the office today. I was a core member saw me, a neighbor. She was like, you're going to work? I was like, yeah. I said, okay, what's up? I said, we have a copper show. Try listening. And she was like, oh, what's the topic? So I said, savings culture.
Yeah.
Said, okay. And I asked her, is it realistic? Is it possible to save? Said, funny enough, she has a target in mind. She has a target of saving, she said 2.5 million.
How does what?
You get? She was like, she has a target of saving 2.5 million.
That's mind-boggling.
Like, okay. She said, since she left camp in December too.
Wow.
Since she left camp in December till date, she hasn't touched her 33K.
Does she live on air? Or?
And I was like, she said, I think the only thing she takes out of the 33K is her tithes.
Okay.
And she said the extra 3K on top is for data.
Wow.
Outside that, it just goes to a particular box.
Savings account. Wow.
And I'm like, what's the whole 2.5? Waiting, you want to marry yourself?
Honestly, that's a very
And
high.
you're like, no,
It's a very
she
high
has
distance.
plans that 1M will take care of after service, and the remaining 1.5 is to start life.
The truth is, even if you save, even if you don't touch the 33K for the entire period of time, you're not even going to get up to half.
You don't get that.
million. But
I think maybe she's outsourcing.
not maybe. You can't tell me that she's living off of that. No, she's not.
So that's me now saying I can't save from the 33K, and that's another person saying she hasn't touched her
it.
entire 33K.
When I came to service, I made up my mind from the beginning. I'm not saving anything.
Aye.
I did not.
You are like that girl. I go chop
did
am.
not. No,
I
this
go
one is
spread
not.
that.
It's not even like I'm eating it. I have
Okay.
a goal, just
Okay.
a different goal from that lady. Mine is to invest it in my
Meaningful,
business,
okay.
in things that will bring
Forth more profits.
Yeah, exactly, profits in the future, even though the money is not there in my savings, because it's better to have
Backup.
assets
Yeah.
than savings. But let me not get into financial.
We know.
all those,
Don't be our financial guru for today.
So, what are some of the biggest expenses you face as a core member?
Top two. The top two on my list: transportation and feeding.
I mean, they are the most
Transportation and
necessary.
feeding. There are days I even have to consider. I go pay TP for go
Or you eat.
chow.
Yeah, that's what
Or
that guy was saying.
I
Scale
go
of
chop.
preference.
I go chop
And not
for go
go
TP.
to-
And sometimes I'm not left with just one. Like
It's either one or the other. You can't pick.
you just have to.
Yeah.
So, but I feel sometimes with like I was talking with my dad the other day. He said, young man, with feeding, you can actually outsource for that one.
Really?
You're a copper. Definitely there are other core members around. There's this brotherly love among core members.
Okay.
This oneness. So if you're living in an environment that are core members with you, there's this thing that your neighbor they cook. Just come outside, start to the gist with them.
At least from
Just
the
start to the gist with
they
them
will give
already.
you something
May in
to
mind,
hold
they
your
say, you
mouth.
see this gist, why they gist it, they keep it company. So
But
as food
isn't
done,
that reducing the other person's ration?
no, one thing my dad taught me was whatever you're getting or whatever you're doing, have the mindset of doing for two.
Yeah.
If you're going to buy something now, if you're going to buy, let's say, biscuits, don't buy one biscuit and come back. Buy two.
Okay.
Have it in mind that you're eating one, and you might, even though nobody was at home when you left, you might come back and there is a visitor or there's someone,
Yeah.
or you could just even gift it out to someone. Always buy in twos that
In
you have.
excess.
Yes, you have yours and you have for someone. So,
Okay.
and I have gotten to that part, like, okay, back then during my university days, if I'm cooking, definitely if you're cooking, the aroma go fly. They need a cage aroma. It go fly, come out from house. They go visit people. And it's to tell them, alpha, person they cook. And it's to bring them, and alpha, just like that. So I can forgo eating and use the money for transportation, knowing that if it's too bad, if it's too red, I fit get Gary, I go tap my neighbor for sugar.
Okay. All right. We're streaming live on YouTube, and you can go to our Facebook page to share your thoughts. Let us know what you think. Is it feasible? Is it attainable? Is it something that you think is possible to be able to save or develop a saving culture as a core member? Share with us on Facebook. That's Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM Makodi. Or you can join us live on YouTube and drop a comment. We'll read your comment live on air. Let us know what you think. Is it possible to develop a saving culture, to save some part of your allowance as a core member? Well,
What about you? You've not told us yours.
oh no, I told you now. I said that from the start. I did not put it in my mind that the
So one
monthly
day,
allowance
if you
was
not
going
be
to-
like, I just come out this
Nope.
500 naira through it somewhere.
Absolutely not.
Chai.
I work with a very tight budget.
Mm.
And I even try to do the same thing with my time and my
Okay.
energy, because I believe so much in this nation and what we have to offer.
Exactly.
And from the get-go, I was like, this is my country that I'm going to serve.
Exactly.
From the OBS, in fact, in camp, I was like, I'm here for you. Anything you need, I rallied. In fact, the people that I was with, they were just such wonderful people that they were ready to work. And I was considered a workaholic because I was always going to the studio trying to figure out what we could do to make this system better. And I already set it in my mind that I'm not coming to save to get a job. No, I'm coming to contribute, make connections, grow my network and invest in myself, grow my skill, use this period as a time to grow my skill and improve on my business so that later in, after the service is over, I would start reaping the interest, the benefits of my investments rather than...
You said something there that caught my attention, budgeting. And okay, before coming, I spoke, during the week, I spoke with one other core member and she said it's possible that she has been saving. I think currently she has for this the 7th month going in for the service year. She has is it 30k or 35k in a saving box.
Wow.
Out of our allowance. And I was like, guy, you be ritualist. I did take Duam.
Yeah.
Because I saw this picture that I said, is either you save your 33k and carry Osa.
Oh, wow.
Or you chop your 33k and save your life from Osa. So pick your poison.
Have to pick
your poison.
Everyone would have to figure it out.
Exactly. And
so,
one thing she told me was, how has she been achieving this feat? Budgeting. Well, before she steps out to the market, she budgets herself. She doesn't just go out anyhow. If she's going out, is it at that place she's going to? Did they pay her transport to come there? Or she's going to collect money from there? She doesn't just go out anyhow. It's everything
is planned. All right, so we're just at the end of the program. What advice do you have to give to core members very quickly?
A quick one. If you must save, budget yourself. Budget your life. Know your spending. Know your going out. Just be useful how you spend your money. Don't just spend it because others are spending. Others might have something to fall back on. But if you are like me that is not saving, please chop food and see life and pay your transport and go where you are going.
For me, I would advise you if you don't have any fallback, just try to save the little you can. But if you have a goal and you have a budget that you can follow, then go all in. Do what you can, know what you can do and do it. Don't let any external force to pressure you to spend or live above your means. Well, this has been Asking Radio Speed FM 98.5 and you have been listening to Speedy Corpers. Today's topic was savings culture. You can join us next week Saturday, every Saturday by 12 p.m. Join us next time. Say
Same
bye.
Station.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.